Game number 4, ladies and gentlemen. We go Loki this time. Loki the god of choice. Unfortunately, we get Mediterranean. Technically, unfortunately, I actually don't think this is actually that bad of a matchup for Loki on vanilla. I think this one's a good matchup for Loki on vanilla against the Ra, because you get you don't have to deal with all the crazy BS that happens from Ra. You can kind of deal with it. Though, that being said, Loki on vanilla also a little bit stronger against Ra than on the Titans for the reason of no free rock. Also, myth units are much stronger. So, that's a thing. But we do see the dock coming down, a house coming down as well. This is I'm using the build order, basically what I'm using today. This is, is that right? Yeah, I go 4 villagers on wood nowadays. We're going on to food very, very early here. And this villager isn't normally coming out. We get a dwarf here normally. But maybe I'll cancel it. I can't remember. But yeah, this is where the build was kind of going in a way. As my villagers are going to be chasing these straggler trees around. Magic, on the other hand, here, he's picked Ra, and he has got Mediterranean again, and he gets a decent map here with his forward fish. And the fish is relatively good for both players, I guess. It's a bit funky, anyways, but we see Magic coming over here, going to be chopping these wood lines down. Lots of villagers on food early, maybe too many for Magic, but I mean, who knows what build orders are back in the day. As we do see that dwarf is coming out. Going to be chucking him onto pigs here. As we want to chuck a temple down fairly soon, I think. The idea here for Norse on water, on vanilla, was to basically try and advance as fast as you could. Now, in hindsight, that's probably not the best idea. But because there's no shooting docks, there's not really any real... You do have to respect there's not any shooting docks. So advancing relatively fast was a good idea. And you can see I go on 4 fishing ships here to get this advance out. Probably could have sent a pig over onto this location. Or I could be thinking about getting a dwarf here after this next villager comes out in order to advance. Also, a really long walking time over to that boar from the trees. Probably could have chopped this tree down, moved over to this tree, and then moved onto the boar. Would have been a much nicer route. And I do see we get the dwarf. Should allow us to get up to the next stage fairly fast. Magic, on the other hand here, he is going to be having a very slow advance time, it would seem, as he's about to chuck his temple down over here. See what he can do. But yeah, we're looking to dump those fishing ships, which you kind of have. And we do get a decent advance time there. 4 minutes and 5-second advance time with Loki. We need to chuck down another dock. But only 4 fishing ships. Only 4 fishing ships. So even if we win the water, it's still going to be a difficult thing to deal with. As the Ulfsark here searching around the map, we do find some nice side fish here to drop a dock on. So that's going to be a good spot there. A little bit late to put the dock up, but it is what it is. Magic, on the other hand, still not advancing. Temple coming through. Going to be about a 5-minute advance time. This was kind of normal back in the day. We'll see if we can stop the docks from coming up is the big thing. Honestly, I can't remember what happened in this game. I feel like if I was to guess, it seems like I'm going to win the water here pretty hard because Magic is so late. He's still not advanced. Now he's going up 5 minutes. 5-minute advance time. Only 2 docks up. 4 said he is through. So stopping this 3rd dock should be fairly easy. So the advantage is simply just put is going to be in... going to be all Loki here as we are trying to spam these longboats out as best as we possibly can. For some reason, building a dwarf here, definitely not what you want to be doing. Need that gold for longboats. As you get the houses going here, you get those houses going much faster. Don't bother with the fishing ships. Gotta stop that dock from going up. Drat. Didn't stop the build. Didn't stop the dock from going up. As Magic does manage to get 3 docks and a 5-minute advance time here. We do get a fishing ship coming out. Cheeky fishing ship to try and quell the tides of wanting to build villages, but we are not having we're not having a good time building villages here. As the longboats going after these fishing ships as best as they can, trying to get little bits of damage done, little bits of advantage, and all the other good stuff. The Magic right now is about to start pumping his cabinets out, causing lots of problems here. And there he is, and we're gonna. The good thing about this is that he pops his ships out, and we're going to be able to take this fight while we are fighting underneath his docks. There are no shooting arrows here, so we're going to be able to do a lot of damage underneath these docks here, picking off these ships as best as we can. Not only that, the longboats have got 6.00 speed, so they actually trade very, very nicely against the cabinets with good micro here. So everyone is basically on equal footing in terms of their micro in these situations. Oh, I didn't build another fishing ship. I just moved the fishing ship over to this dock. So while we might win this water, we are really shooting ourselves in the foot with economy here. Whereas I imagine, well, Magic is also, well, he's got 4 villages queued up, but he's not really getting a whole lot of help here. As he does go after my fishing ships over there, we do manage to garrison them. And I need to get another dock down, and I basically need to just accept that I've got an advantage here and build fishing ships right now, as we are really not producing villages at all in this game. As Magic is getting pushed back over there. And is he still building ships? Yeah, he's still building them into the dock. So I think building another dock here and getting fishing ships out of one dock, which is kind of, we are getting an extra dock up, but getting extra fishing ships out while continuing to build longboats would go a long way here. As we're searching around, the one thing that's good about, well, not necessarily good, I don't actually think that, I'm actually a proponent for, I used to not be, but I'm a proponent for shooting docks. I think shooting docks are a good feature in Age of Mythology. But the good thing about not having shooting docks is if you win the water, you can clean the water up, as opposed to just leaving it there and waiting. But Magic here, he is garrisoning all of these cabinets in, and he is playing for hoping that I am not continuing to build longboats. And the fact that I am should give me a huge advantage moving forward in this game. As we take this dock down very slowly. Magic on the other hand, how many boats does he have? And he's got 60 population. He can't afford to build villages anymore. And he's got 10, how many? 10, 13 cabinets there versus the 15 longboats here. We are deciding to get some fishing ships out, which I will have to cancel. As soon as I see those cabinets popping out, we'll see if we can manage that one there, as we do pick the dock off, as the cabinet's going to be retreating away. Do we do that? Yes, we do. We cancel a little bit here and a little bit of a poor micro there. We're going to have to pull back ever so slightly. 15 versus 16. So Magic has managed to make a comeback here on water to some degree. Now it all comes down to the micro, as it were, on these fights moving forward. It's a little bit of good micro there from Magic, pulling his boat back. Didn't quite managed to click it correctly here, as my boats are moving around. As basically just need a, oh god, there's the multiple ship pullbacks that I'd say is so bad nowadays. As it looks like Magic is going to be cleaning up my longboats very, very easily here, as we are trying to pull back as best as we can. In the last game, it felt like I had better micro than Magic, but in this game, Magic is pulling ahead quite nicely. As we try to come back in, we do have the 3 docks up to produce boats from. We've got decent amount of economy going, so reproducing these ships shouldn't be too hard. Magic here is sitting at 13 ships, and Boit is sitting at 14, so it's still a very, very close fight. You're probably going for some more of this pullback micro when you really don't need to a whole lot. There's the longboats here. We'll see if we can win, but I think, well, Magic might be overextending himself just a little bit. You can see he's still kind of struggling a little bit on the food, sitting at 0 food right now. As we do manage to kind of hold on at the moment. We've kind of switched the situation on its head a little bit by getting some fishing ships out. So now Magic has only got a handful of fishing ships and we've got many more, and he's got a lot of these boats queued up in these docks right now. So things are looking very, very close here. The big question is, like, where do you go from this? Do you go... I think you kind of have to go heroic age here as the... Imagine... Oh, God. Imagine just sitting back, dropping Healing Spring down, and then healing those boats back up. This is going to be a disaster fight. Take a look at Magic's boats over here. He's actually using his Pharaoh to heal these ones back up. As we're trying to get a little bit of this pullback micro happening as we do. Can we get this one pulled? Yes. Magic's going to be able to refocus fire very, very quickly here. And yeah, we just lose so many boats there for not using our healing spring. It's a huge, huge mistake. Definitely would have been able to give an advantage here in this game. I'm very eager to take these fights here on the water. But at this point, water starts becoming not really the most necessary of things. I can actually start taking these villages off of the gold tier and pop them over onto a berry bush or build farms or something like that as well. Still trying to take these fights. It's very hard to know exactly who's in front here. It looks like Magic is a little bit behind as we trying to push in and get some good damage done. We see a third dock coming back up for Magic as well. As it looks like Magic manages to hold. Obviously has the defender's advantage there. So 9 boats remaining versus those 13 is a good time to retreat. And we finally realize our dwarves are idle, so we move them to the next point. But this could be the moment which Magic seizes and takes an advantage here. As he's just happily sitting back, healing up his boats. I don't actually know how value this is, in all honesty. If you've got 18 villages or 20, let's just say it's 20 villages on wood. If you had your Pharaoh empowering, that would be like having what, like 26 villages on wood versus the resources you gain on the longboats. Not exactly sure what's better there. We're finally coming back in onto this fight here, and Magic's at 81 pop. Boit's at 90 pop, but just not able to win any fights here. I'm surprised I'm still fighting. I think back in the day, we didn't really realize at what point water wasn't that important, when you could kind of give up on water. You do get a little bit of a raid coming in with those Herso going after the land villages over here. Gold remaining on the map. He's got villages coming up here. Barracks coming down for Magic. As you do manage to get 1 villager kill. As a mining camp going on underneath the town center to bait these Herso in. And not quite going to lose the Herso, but not necessarily in a great position. So they have Hall of Thanes. Hall of Thanes is coming through. Magic getting himself up an armory here as we do some cheeky longboat jukaging, trying to buy some time here. I'm going to keep building. No more boat production here. It looks like we're just going to say, no worries, you have the water for the time being. We take this fight, but it looks like the cabinets are going to be too strong there. And farms have to come up. There's a big question here. Is like, if you go for a huge attack while all those units are out, we do see a watchtower coming down to make sure that Magic doesn't get gold starved. But Magic has managed to find a very, very nice comeback here in this game. After all of the good early game shenanigans coming through, we managed to throw the game. So lots of favor in the bank to build battle balls. There's still a chance here to make a bunch of battle balls and hit a flaming weapons kind of timing into mass battle balls and win this game, or even get Mythic Age and start going into Fire Giants. We're trying to put walls up all over the map. Still lots of villagers on wood here. They're is a Auroch over here we could eat to help us out a little bit as we're trying to build some more Hursa, but Magic is simply just going to be building Axemen here, and those Hursa are just not going to be that useful against mass Axemen at this point. So we're going to keep getting... Oh, now we go into the fabled Loki economy of just building dwarves.
Yeah.
These villagers over here could very much use jumping back home and sending dwarves over onto the gold tier, or even just taking the villagers off of the gold mine, popping them over onto the berry bushes. But this is, again, something that didn't really think about back in the day. Magic, on the other hand, plenty of resources in the bank. Still has rain. He's got all of his fishing ships out. Does he have Persine here? Yes, he does. Of course. As the dock's going to be taken down here. Also going to see the gates and wooden walls getting taken out as well. There's some raiding cavalry going to get produced as we do see those axemen are out. So raiding cavalry going to be vitally important here. As Magic is going to be able to click up to the next age very, very shortly here as we do sneak around with our Hursa, looking to get a little bit of damage done over here. We do see the barracks are up. Hathor is now coming through for Magic. Maybe a myth unit spawn here could be huge. As we spot the Pharaoh there, maybe taking that out could have been a good idea, but couldn't quite get onto it. As we there's the heart. Well, we do manage to get our dwarves back to work, and here we go. Classic farm placement. Put that farm wherever you like. Doesn't matter. Just put it down. We managed to get the Pharaoh kill here. Nope. Pick off a Pharaoh and get a myth unit spawn like an Iron ER on that line would have been a decent amount of damage there. But technically speaking, we're actually not in that bad of a position. We just need to get to the heroic age. Managed to get ourselves some trolls. Little known fact, trolls actually can kill off those boats pretty easily on the shoreline there. I feel like if we attacked with these trolls right now, it'd be really, really strong. Now Magic here, he hasn't actually built himself a monument, so he's going to just grab the town centers and enjoy that. Is he throwing a monument down somewhere? Yes, he is. Just forgotten his monument. And we do manage to click up through Bragi. The temple going to come down. We do see a big shifting sands onto this position. Going to take down some villages here. This does put Magic out of position though. So we should be able to, I mean, Magic might just use this location to throw up a Migdol stronghold or something. Couldn't quite get onto that Pharaoh there as he's trying to throw the Migdol stronghold up, and those cabinets absolutely tear through my villages there, or my army there. So he's going to have all of the advantages on that side. You get a temple up over on this position. Locust onto our farm, so you make some very, very big dent in our economy. As the siege work's going to be coming up over here, we do get the trolls trying to take down these cabinets, but that's just not that good of an idea. So we will be able to kill off the Pharaoh as our trolls do fall. But with our farms going down, that's all of our food economy, and kind of desperately need that. And we don't really have an easy way of getting these temples up, as Battle Ball is going to start coming out of these temples, but it's just two. And while we did kill the Pharaoh off, Magic is very far in front right now. Many town centers up, and he's going to start pumping villages out, and I'm not sure how to really react to all of that at this point. I think you can try, I mean, you've got to try and control this gold, like this gold mine over here to some degree as well. As Magic is going to be spewing up buildings along this shore side, making it very, very tough to kind of deal with it. He's also got tons of resources in the bank now as well. As you do get some Battle Ball out. Now we do still have flaming weapons remaining here, as the villagers do sneak over onto this gold mine, which I highly doubt I recognized. But a huge flaming weapons attack, potentially getting medium raiders out here and then going after this location with the flaming weapons could be a way forward. I do see a town center as a option here. I'm not sure it's the best of options, but it's an option. No GP challenge against magic. Yes. Yeah. Why use any god powers? As we're trying to cheekily send in some battle ball over here, potentially take out these buildings. Battle ball do have 20 crush, 20 hack, so they do a lot of damage to the buildings. I think Magic's just going to repair this back up, and he should be completely fine here. Not only that, I imagine he's thinking about Mythic Age fairly soon. He still has Rain as well, so he can do that at some point. As the Pharaoh does respawn, going after these battle ball. Try and make a retreat, but the battle ball is struggling. As we see some spearmen coming through. If you see spearmen or heavy spearmen, it's kind of a cue to start rebuilding Hersa. So we'll see if we manage to make that connection, but it looks like we're just going after town centers at this point. We decide to tap out. Again, we're just resigning because we've given up. It's like a mental game. I'm mentally giving up in this game, if that makes any sense. Like the game's still, like it's kind of close. Like if you look at what Magic's got, yes, it's full population. But we're about to get this town center up. We're about to get this one up. We've got our battle balls. He's only got a handful of boats here, so we could sneak a dock up and get some ships out. We got all the resources in the world in the bag. Mentally exhausted. Game 5 coming to an AOM streamer near you. If you guys enjoying this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.